Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight, in our usual Wednesday night slot, we have the Backfire Simsport GT4 TCR Challenge, Season 2, Round 9, from the wonderful Sebring International Raceway. So, in the booth with me tonight, I have Holy Mackerel himself, Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, everybody. Excuse me.
We also have, he's not actually in the booth at the moment, he's busily feeding his face, but Holy Haggis, Ryan Walker, will be with us for qualifying. And doing the cameras and all the magic that you see on your screens is plain old Holy Sam Boozin. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
So, Bill, I'm going to start with you. I think this is probably one of your favourite tracks on the service. I also believe it is your most local road course over there in Florida. Why do you like this place so much?
Well, I like it because, first of all, it really has a lot of history. It's amazing how far this goes back. And it was originally was a training base for American aviators for World War II. So that kind of makes it kind of neat too. But what I really like is the fact that it's got all kinds of surfaces. It's bumpy. This place is hot. It's got all kinds of turns. It's a long course, fast sections, slow sections. It's pretty much got it all. And of course, it has the 12 hours of Sebring, which is kind of an exciting race. So, it's not. It is my closest track, but it's still about a 2.5 hour jaunt from where I live. So it's not exactly down the street. But I've been there several times. I used to work at Sebring for a while as a marshal, corner worker, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from. So been to a lot of races there. It's if you can stand the heat and the humidity there, it's a wonderful place. Really is. It's a great place to watch a race too.
Yeah, it's always a track that I've got on well with in iRacing. It's got a nice flow to it, like you say. It has got a bit of everything, long straight bumps, slippery bits. It is a really, really good track. So tonight, let's just run through because we've got something a little bit special for you tonight. As it is the 11th of the 11th, Remembrance Day, as it's known in the UK. Different countries call it different things. When qualifying starts, we will be doing a parade lap to honour our fallen. We will then park up in the pit lane and have a 1 minute silence before qualifying commences. So, looking forward to that. That's going to be something special. We've got a new driver tonight, Bill. Kevin, I think I'm going to call him Boudarel, but I'm not sure whether that's the right pronunciation. There he is on your screen now. So he signed up this week, and he's not too far off the pace, to be honest, Bill. So good to see we're still attracting new drivers.
Oh yeah, this is a great little series. I almost you kind of hope for a bigger field and those kind of things, because then you think you've really hit the mark. But I have to tell you, we've gone through one season. We're about 3/4 of the way through the second season, and the races we've had so far, they're hardly boring by any means. They're really very exciting. We got a good group of guys that race here. They're very respectful of each other. Yeah, we have our little spats and stuff, but not Kevin aboard. But really, it's been super so far. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from coming here by any means, because I think you'd have a blast. And these are really great cars to drive. It's not overpowering like a LMP and that kind of stuff. Where you try to jump in and you have to drive for a while to drive one of those things. I mean, the only person in here that can drive anything like that is Sam, and he's working cameras, so he can't tell you too much. But I have to tell you, it's a great series. Hopefully, we'll get more people, but we still do pretty well without it, I have to say.
Yeah, we certainly do. So there's a couple of special paints on show tonight. We'll start off with Rob then, if we can. Please, Sam. Something that started a while back with Vulcan Racing and has continued into BSTV esports team. During the month of November, we run a special livery for Remembrance Day. You can see it's got the Royal British Legion on it. It's got the Army and Marines charity. It's got the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund. We also we sort of take turns in honouring a lost member of the forces or a current member of the forces. And this year we are honouring a current member and also my son-in-law, Lance Bombardier Ryan Hercock. So I hope he's watching. If he is, and I'm sure Sam will get some close-ups of the car, and he can have his 5 minutes of fame. Now, the other special paint to tell you about, as we explained last week, Pete begged me to advertise some of his most used companies. So you will see tonight that both Princess Pete and Craig Gary are running for Tenor Men. And if you have no idea what Tenor Men are, once you get old and you start peeing yourself, you will find out very quickly what Tenor Men is. So yeah, that's their livery for this week. Right, so last time out, Andrew Hopley took the win in GT4 and Chris Shaw took the win in TCR, Bill. Are we going to see anything different tonight?
Well, they certainly have a pretty good shot at winning. They really have their act together, both of them. I think in the TCR, I think we have a few more candidates there that can kind of give them a problem. Unfortunately, I don't see Tom Stanley here, so excuse me. That's the one person that can really give Chris Shaw a hard time. But of course, Carl Hardy, David Evers, Mark Heron, Princess Pete, maybe. I don't know.
That's wishful thinking, surely.
Gary Craig. They have a possibility, and this course is kind of diversified. So there's a lot of places that somebody's going to be fairly good in, and maybe not so good in the other parts. So there's a good possibility and you never know what's going to happen. So I believe if it's still an hour-long race tonight, which they have been,
it certainly is. Yeah,
that's certainly enough time for things to change. So they're both Hopley and Shaw are pretty good bet for betting, but you never know. I mean, they've had a couple battles. I mean, it hasn't been shoe-ins for these guys. So as I said, all the guys in the group are getting better, and one day they're going to be looking out the windshield at them rather than in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, and this is one of those tracks that a small incident can lead to a big crash. So it's around here. It's definitely not over till the fat lady sings. Standings so far. I'm not sure whether Sam has got them or not. But just in case he hasn't, I'll just run through the top three for you in each class. So GT4. Now this is with their drop scores taken off. So Andrew Hopley 1288, Kevin Vimont 1045, and then Paul Burgess 941. In TCR, we have Tom Stanley on 1336, Chris Shaw on 1204, and David Ayres on 1051. And in the team championship, we have H Motorsports currently on 2060, Result Clothing on 2049, and Mika Esports on 1922. The actual race is exactly the same as usual. It's 60 minutes. There is an enforced pit stop because we limit the fuel. And there is also the possibility of our lucky random safety car anywhere between minute 15 and minute 45 if it's going to come out. One penalty to be served this week, and that is a double R. Romain Ratu will be doing a pit lane start. You will probably see him running around the track in qualifying, but then he won't grid for the start. Evening to Alan Toon and Marco Namela on the chat so far. I believe my daughter and son-in-law are watching as well. I did just see a message pop up, but I haven't got time to read it yet.
Hello, Sophie and Ryan.
We've
and
got
Arthur.
8 minutes left of this practice session, and then, like I say, we will be doing our parade lap and our 1 minute silence. I will be in a car leading the parade lap round, and I shall leave my mic open so that you can hear me giving instructions to the drivers, so you know what's going on. And it would be very, very, very much appreciated if everybody watching can also observe the minute silence. So I'm really, really looking forward to this race, Bill. Like I say, I love this track. I think you get some absolutely fantastic racing on it. And you can overtake on it. It's not a track that it's not a procession. Going down the long back straight. You've got that massive toe. I'm really expecting the TCR battle to be close.
Yeah, I think that's a given. I totally agree with you. The one thing I wanted to mention, in the United States, we call Remembrance Day Veterans Day, and sadly, a lot of Americans don't take it seriously, but I certainly do. I mean, there's guys that have given it all, given their life for us to live the way we live and do the things we do, and at least one day, we could honor those people and recognize them. And I certainly, the UK is far ahead of us as far as the way they do things, and my hat's off to them for wonderful observance of Remembrance Day, and hopefully we'll get a little better at it over the years. But anyway, I'm sorry, carry on. I just had to say that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just have a look at the practice times at the moment. I know it doesn't mean a great deal. Tyler Newitt, Double R, Andrew Hopley are leading the way in GT4. Chris Shaw, Mark Heron, and believe it or not, our very own Princess Pete.
Oh, wow.
Those three are leading the way in TCR. So,
what a girl. I mean, guy.
Looks like that paint and those man pads are working for him.
Well, being an older person, I can tell you that I get solicited for those all the time.
Plenty of freebies, that's what Bill says.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yep.
So yeah, interesting that Pete is actually faster than Gary at the moment. I'm sure Gary will try and turn that round, because otherwise he'll never live it down.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting this to be a BMW heavy track, if I'm honest, with that long back straight. But at the moment, Tyler Newitt's up there in a Porsche, so good on you.
Tyler Newitt's been like a storm coming forward with his driving abilities and all the stuff that we see him race in. He's really done a great job, and certainly he's not shy to charge ahead, and good for him.
Yeah, we see Tyler in pretty much everything that we do. Again, he's one of those annoying people that seems to be able to jump into any car and have decent pace. Unlike me and you, Bill, that can do like years of practice and still be absolutely shocking.
Well, this kind of talent is wasted on the young, obviously.
Yeah, tell Tony Clouston that.
No, I wouldn't dare. He doesn't live well. Actually, Tony's closer to me than Tyler's out west someplace, so he's a couple thousand miles away. Tony's not that far away, so I don't want to make him mad.
Well, yeah, very true, very true. So
Well,
at the moment, we have got 12 GT4s. Well, Tom Stanley's just joined us, so we've now got nine TCRs.
Good. I'm glad to see you showed up. Good.
So we've got our usual fantastic field. I shall say this now, and it'll probably all go absolutely pear-shaped, but this has been so far in, as Bill said, our season and 3 quarters that we've done, a very, very gentlemanly league. Yes, we do have the odd spat, but nothing serious. And on the whole, the racing is very, very clean. Evening to Olivier on the chat. I know he will be cheering for Double R and Kevin Vimont.
Probably Sebring really today is probably got kind of nasty weather. Probably not as bad as we've got where I live. On the Gulf Coast today, we've got a hurricane approaching. It's going down to a tropical storm now, so it's probably not as pretty as it is in the pictures you see, for sure.
Yeah, and obviously Sebring's on the other side of Florida, isn't it?
It's kind of in the middle, actually. It's kind of in the central part of the state, and it's very muggy and hot there. And I know I've worked there in August, and my God, you would just about pass out. And I live in Florida, so it's hot there. Believe me. That's why they have the 12-hour in March, because that's usually their spring, and it's not quite as bad as it is August to September time of year.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to have a look, see if there's anything on whilst I'm over there.
Yeah, you never know. I'm not sure what's over there, to be honest with you, going on. I don't think much of anything. Might have NASA or something. You never know.
Right, so we have got 90 seconds left of this practice session. Obviously, because I'm broadcasting, I'm not in my VR. I'm on a single screen. I can hardly reach my pedals. So this parade lap could be interesting from the front. I too have painted a very nice livery on my BMW M4, just to lead everybody around.
You really did a nice job on that. It's wonderful looking.
Sam's showing it to you now.
I see the, yep.
I'm gonna grab some food as well.
Lest we forget. Look at that. Nice. Is that yours? Lest we forget?
Yeah. Plain and simple.
Nice. Oh, you got the poppy on there. Good job.
Yeah. Couple of sayings on the side.
That's nice that we featured Ryan today. That's really cool. Nice.
Evening, guys.
Ah, here he is.
Hey, Ryan.
Holy haggis himself, Ryan Walker.
Yep. Evening, everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late. I just had to finish some food. But yeah, I'm here and ready to go.
Did you have anything nice?
A cheeseburger.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
You must be young and thin. I can't eat those anymore.
Did you wash it down with iron brew?
No, unfortunately not. Just a bottle of water.
Okay, so checkered flag is out for practice. As soon as that session clicks over, I shall jump in the car, get myself out on track, and give everybody some space.
I know that you're not going to go fast, but belt yourself in tight, Lee.
Try not to get a pit lane speeding penalty.
There you go. Okay, we got the processions coming out of pit lane right now. Clyde Whiting in the lead.
like I say, I'm going to stop and let everybody form up, and then if somebody can just give me the nod on when the last car has formed up, and then we'll get this show on the road.
It's gonna be quite long.
I think that should give everybody enough room.
They're still coming out. Tom Stanley's still on pit road. Since we see Tom Stanley in there. Okay, you got them all, Clyde.
Okay.
When I get a clear one,
Here we go.
and see if I can fit all of the engine. Great.
And once we are back to the pit lane, Bill, if you could let me know once the last person has stopped in line.
You got it. Oh, we got somebody catching up from, I don't know what happened. Must have got on late or something. Who was that? Oh, it's Scott Maxwell. No, Scott
Malcolm.
Jeez.
Close.
Is a race driver, Scott Maxwell. Okay, if any of you have just tuned in and try to wonder what we're doing here, this is a parade lap in honor of Remembrance Day, Veterans Day, wherever you're from, whatever you call it, for our fighting men who gave their lives, whether they gave their lives or they did their service, to let us do what we want to do, to be free, what we want to do, and we really appreciate all they did. I'm sure we have some veterans out there driving too. I know the one leading it is one for sure.
So I'll inform the drivers to follow me into pit lane and form an orderly queue. Okay, gents, so at the end of the lap, we will go into the pit lane. I will drive to the end of the pit lane, and if everybody could stay in their cars and line up. Once the last car has lined up, we'll start our minute silent.
Yeah, just the storage will come in, I hope pretty soon.
See if I can find pit lane.
On this Friday on the server.
It's on the left, Clyde.
On stream Friday.
Where is it?
On this Friday, but I will be there.
Just after that corner, you just went around to the right.
Not streaming.
There it is.
But
So my field of view is all wrong because I'm used to being in VR.
That's right, yeah.
And I've got the big internal rear view mirror sort of blocking a lot of the right.
I swear listening to Clive is like listening to James May from Top Gear when it comes to sense of direction.
I got round the parade lap without crashing.
Oh yeah, you did. I'll give you that.
It's not over yet. Okay, you got everybody, Clyde.
Okay, is everybody stopped?
No. There's that, hold on.
I'm not sure we'll have the end. I do think Gabe wants to make a trip.
Yeah, they're just kind of creeping up. Hold on 1 minute.
Trip or something. Is everyone on the server, or mostly everyone on the stream, go to fight the dragon with as much people as we can for the first time.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, gentlemen, 1 minute silence starting from now. Thank you.
And I'm not sure she will be okay to. But I will definitely fight it by myself beforehand, so that's not an issue.
Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Let the fun begin. Clear to qualify. Okay, so that is the parade lap and the 1 minute silence over and done with. Everybody now has, what have we got left? 20 minutes left to qualify.
That was well done. A show of respect to our men and women in the armed forces on 11/11. Appreciate your efforts, Clyde.
Well, let's say it's something that we like to do, and it just so happened that this year we was racing on the correct day.
Oh, and by the way, these are just regular moves. The same one as the farm, and the same as
So just making sure my camera is synced with what the viewers are seeing on the screen. Everything looks hunky-dory. Ryan, so what are your thoughts on Sebring?
Oh, an awesome track. It's one of my favourite tracks to race around in iRacing, and it's one of those tracks. It's tight, well, it's wide, it's bumpy. It's got different tight styles of corners, and yeah, I really like it. It's one of those tracks that really gives you a challenge.
And have you driven it? I'm not saying these cars are slow, but have you driven it in a slower car, or have you just done it in sort of Looney Tune cars?
I've done it in a bit of a mixture. I've done it in GT cars and prototypes, and I've done it in slower cars like the Spec Racer Ford and the Skip Barber. So I've done a bit of a mixture. But yeah, I've done it in slower cars, and it's not really as slow as you think of the slower cars. It's still really, especially this back straight, you're going really quick, and especially into the final corner, you're going really quick, and you kind of have to get it slowed down as well. But you have to do it carefully, otherwise those bumps it can catch you out.
Yeah, and we were saying whilst you was filling your face, it is a track that's got everything. You've got that massive long straight where the toe is going to be immense, but immediately you're into a really tricky, really bumpy right-hander. The left at the end of the start-finish straight can be difficult. You've got a sort of right-left complex, another straight, hairpin, like as you get on every American track, an S's section. There's something for everybody, and I get the feeling that some drivers will be better on some parts of the track and other drivers on others.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sebring is probably the part I most seem to thrive on, or seems to suit my driving style, is probably the twisty SC section, just because you're going so quick, but you have to slow down and get all the braking done. But also on the other hand, you're just going so quick, and it's just when you nail that section, it feels good.
Yes, it's Bill. It's one of them tracks that when you get the flow. And you've done a good lap. It's a sense of achievement, but at the same time, that the track can bite you at any moment in time.
It certainly can. Being a fairly long track as well, you cruise around, you think you're doing great, and as you said, that one little thing where you trip a little bit, and it's hard to recover from here too. It's amazing. It looks pretty wide open, but you get off in the grass and stuff, it seems like you're out there forever. It's terrible. And then, of course, in other sections, you have those famous walls or the cave rails or whatever you want to call them that really can mess up your car. The one thing that Sebring lacks is altitude, elevation change. But, then again, it has so much to offer, as both you and Ryan have mentioned. It's really a fantastic track. It really is. And it's been around a long, long time. And in real life, let me tell you, it's bumpier than what we experience in iRacing.
Yeah, and it's a paved track, isn't it, in some parts, and then tarmac in others. So that can always throw you a little bit, can't it, Ryan? It is different grip levels on different parts of the track.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like you've not got grip all the way around the track. It's sort of the grip levels, like you say, are different as you go around. Like one corner, it could be really grippy, and then another, say, for example, going up to the hairpin, you could have really low grip, so you've kind of got to watch getting back on the power. But this corner here, the final corner, Sunset Bend, it's one of those corners that you've got to get the braking right, and also you can't be too aggressive with the car, otherwise as you go over the bumps trying to get on the power, it'll just catch you out, and sometimes you can end up spinning, and when there's other cars behind you, it can end up in disaster.
Yeah, that last corner is quite funny, isn't it? Because sometimes you spin out there and end up doing an enforced pit stop because it just drags you straight into the pit lane.
Yeah, that's very true. And I'll tell you another corner that you mentioned, Clyde, that I think is really one that can bite you, is that turn one at the end of the front straightaway. I mean, you go in there, it's super wide, and you go, wow, look at this, I can roar through here. And then as you're exiting, all of a sudden, half the road disappears, and it narrows down to 2.5 lanes rather than 5 or 6 lanes. It's really a very, very difficult corner because you are screaming into there, and you think, well, I don't have to slow down too much. Well, yes, you do, because exiting that corner, probably more cars go off into that. As you notice, even in the simulation, it's all dirt over there, no grass, and that's the reason. I mean, everybody goes off over there.
Yeah, it's that is a tricky corner. Right, so we've got just under 4 minutes left already of this qualifying session. Sorry, no, we haven't. We've got 14 minutes left. I can't read. Need me glasses. Currently, your top 3 in GT4 are Double R, Romain Ratu. Second is his teammate, Kevin Vimont. And third is Triple A, Abdul Al Amri. In TCR, Mark Heron currently sits at the top, with Carl Hardy in second, and Princess Pete is there in third. So let's see who hasn't set a time yet. So Tom Stanley. Princess Pete just popped one onto provisional pole and was immediately pipped by Mark Heron. So they're in each other's toe. Tom Stanley, Chris Shaw have not set times yet. Rob Venn hasn't set a competitive time yet. That's just changed. He has now.
Tom Stanley is currently on the track. He's on the screen right now.
Yeah, and interestingly, Chris Shaw is right behind him.
Yeah, let's see what he's got today. Those two guys, last time they were glued to each other for probably 80% of the race.
Yeah, and what we got, I know this is qualifying, so it's going to change a little bit, but at the moment we've got 107 degrees Fahrenheit as a track temperature. It's coming up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sim time. Evening to Tyler Newitt, who should be concentrating on driving and not typing in the chat. Marco Lewert, Alan Toon, we've already said good evening to, and Alan.
You know, you were mentioning, Clyde, the different types of, and Ryan also, you were mentioning the different kinds of road surface here. You know, you have concrete as well as macadam, blacktop, and whatever you want to call it, tarmac. And obviously, concrete does not heat up the same as blacktop does. Concrete really stays fairly stable. I mean, it heats up, but not like tarmac does. So that makes it pretty tricky, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and you know, like you say, it's different places on the track that have got different surfaces. So you're constantly adjusting to the grip levels, into this hairpin where Chris is now. That is so easy to get wrong.
Oh, yeah.
That corner there, you sort of straight line.
Yep.
This one, you're just on the gas looking for your next braking point. And these couple of corners can be tricky as well.
They can kill you.
Usually quite slippery here.
And this right-hander coming up can be tricky at times also. You go off the outside into the dirt path over there, which he almost, a little bit of it.
I think that may have just ruined his lap. Then this is quite a hard braking right here into this.
Yep.
You really think you can carry a lot of speed into there, but you can't.
He was way wide that time.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this track as well, that some people don't realise or people forget is this track is an old airfield. So, yeah, it's not your normal smooth track like you get in the UK or whatever. It's kind of, because it's such an old airfield as well, the surface is pretty rough.
Ryan, you are very correct. That probably the bumpiest area is Sunrise Bend. I mean, that's unbelievably bumpy, but that back straightaway is not a sheet of glass, let me tell you.
Absolutely, and is that there's been times I've done the endurance races around here in the past, especially the 12 hours of Sebring and the special events in iRacing. Around here, after a while, I know from my experience anyway, just because of the bumps, after a while, if you've done a long stint, your arms just absolutely kill you just
Yep.
because of the nature of the track being so bumpy.
Yeah, well, if you ever attend the 12 hours of Sebring, some of the guys that crawl out of those cars looks like they're never going to drive again. You get beat up at this place, let me tell you.
I do find it's a track. You're not at it for 100% of the lap. There's a couple of bits where you can relax, flex your fingers, wiggle your toes. It's not like a barber or something like that where you literally just turn after turn after turn after turn.
That's very true.
I think that's probably why I enjoy the tracks of this ilk.
Yeah, I would probably say that the only corner really that you really get a workout is probably this final corner, just because like you're turning on the entry of the corner, and in the middle of the corner it's so bumpy you're having to basically wrestle the wheel to stay in control. So yeah, but apart from that, like, I have to agree, there's not really, you do get a bit of a break around here, especially this long straight heading down to turn one. You get a bit of a break just to kind of just relax and flex your muscles a little bit.
Yeah, Sunset is just a unique corner, isn't it? It's you're fighting the car all the way round. There's multiple lines, multiple good lines, multiple bad lines, and I usually find I do the corner different on every single lap, but that's just me. I think it's a bit like turn one at Daytona.
I don't think it's just you. Look how far out he is.
Looks like Kevin.
This is Kevin Vimont. Yeah,
he was very. As many times as you go through that Sunset Bend, it never feels quite right. I don't know why. It just is really. You wonder whether you should tuck down on the inside and then go, or kind of hit the apex in the middle and go out to the little section there that you almost crash into the tire wall. It's really crazy to figure out what's the best line through there.
I tend to try and keep it tight. But that all depends on how brave I am going in, and if I'm too brave, then there's absolutely no way I'm keeping it tight.
Yeah, the final corner I normally, but it depends how I take the entry. If I feel like I'm going to run wide, I normally just take a wide entry and then take a tight middle of the corner, then just let it run wide in the exit and try and just carry their momentum.
Yeah, it's, as I said, you can try it. There's several different ways, and of course, depends on the car you're driving too, really. Now, what do we got here? Kevin Vimont still in first place, time-wise. Not still, he's moved up there. Andrew Hopley in second, Roman Ratu in third. Of course, Roman's got a start, pit lane start. Stuart Dick in fourth. Tyler Newitt in fifth. Now, there's three Porsche gay mans out of the top five there, which really that surprises me, because you would think this is a BMW course, wouldn't you?
And Tom Stanley is currently last in TCRs, but interestingly enough, as you can see on your screen, he is now towing from Chris Shaw. So I'm wondering if these two are actually working together. Because we see Tom leading Chris, didn't we? And Chris he's put in a pole position time at the moment. And then they seem to have switched round.
It kind of would be smart, because as we saw in the last, Chris Shaw just pulled over on the front straightaway again. Now he's pretty far back, but he let Tom go. They figure if they're going to be together, let's see what we're going to do. Maybe, I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know if they're working together or playing silly buggers, but it certainly hasn't helped Tom's time.
Well, Tom can be faking being dead. He's a pretty crafty guy.
Someone in his base. Who's even there? Oh,
Scott Malcolm's back to his toward the back of the TCRs for the start, and he's probably come up through the ranks like he usually does.
Yeah, and Marco Lewertz just made an interesting comment on the chat, something that I was going to mention. Now, normally, it's very rare that we see anybody taking tyres. And if they do, most people just tend to take two. But anything and everything that I've driven around here, it's been high tyre wear. So I'm wondering if anybody's putting into their plans to take a new set of Dr. Feelgoods in this race.
Very well could be. Well, concrete, especially old concrete, eats up tires like crazy. I mean, some of that concrete, there that they've replaced is like a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Of course, the old stuff, when it gets wet, it's like ice there. It's incredible, and it's a mixed bag, really is.
Just apologies to everybody if I end up having a coughing fit mid-sentence. I am trying to mute myself every time it happens. It's just the remnants of my 75th bout of COVID-19 that still hasn't killed me.
He's just trying to get your attention, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to dress up in a nurse's outfit and make you better, then that'll cost you. But yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
I think we've had enough of people dressing up for a little while, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'll leave that to Pete.
I still haven't got over the last one, so...
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, Pete did a hell of a job, really, in all honest sincerity. He was very brave and, did something unique for a good cause, and hats off to him for that.
And very comfortable doing it as well, I'll add.
That's the scary part, really.
So go on, Bill. Sorry.
And the military picture that you listed when you were in, it was kind of a unique picture, and he recognized you without seeing your face. I got worried about that.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah. Okay, so apparently everybody can hear Sam. I can't hear Sam at all.
I can't either.
Nope, I can't hear him either.
Sam's usually so quiet, I never hear him. I'm not sure if he's here or not lots of times.
Yeah, he's like a ninja.
I am a bit more
Yeah.
halfway through.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end of qualifying, guys. Currently, Kevin Veermont sits on provisional pole in GT4 with Romain Ratu second, Andrew Hopley third. Chris Shaw sits on provisional pole in TCR with Mark Heron second, Princess Pete third. And Tom Stanley still hasn't got a decent lap in.
Well, the Makeup Boys in GT4 have done a great job. Unfortunately, Roman's got to have a pit lane start. Look at Paul Burgess up there in fourth. Good for him.
Ryan, can you talk a bit for viewers, please? Because I think they are mixing us two together.
I can hear you now, Sam.
Yeah, I can hear you as well.
Yeah, see, Ryan is Scottish and I'm Belgian. This is absolutely not the same English at all. So if you're mixing us together, that's not gonna work.
Tyler has just said, I didn't quite catch it because Sam was talking, but something about somebody being quiet.
Really?
So Tyler, if you're listening, can you just... Oh, you see that, Sam?
Making this travel for nothing.
Have you got a Minecraft stream going?
Yeah, it seems like that I had some things running in the background that should be fixed now. I don't have it on my ears. Yeah, I just saw the tab is open in another window, so that should be fixed. Sorry, guys.
Is that the blue squares I'm seeing?
So it was really my voice then, because yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
I was actually wondering how anybody could mix up your accent with Ryan's, to be honest.
Yeah, I was a bit confused. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I don't even know how it was playing in the background. To be honest, it shouldn't have been. So yeah, I don't really know what happened.
Well, apologies, viewers. You know, obviously we can't get the staff at the moment, so we have to put up with Sam. He's cheap.
Be careful. He'll leave in a heartbeat. Just be quiet. Quiet, please.
Okay, so we're just waiting for qualifying to tick over, and then we will bring you your official starting grid. Do you want me to do GT4, Bill, and you can do TCR?
That's fine, sure.
Yep. Okie dokie. So there you go. Look, Marco's nailed it on the head. Ryan is the one who doesn't speak English.
Oh, sure he does.
Yep, thanks for that, Marco. Love you too.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm an old guy, but I have to say Ryan is a little bit quiet. I don't know whether it's his mic or he just talks quietly because, I mean, I can hear what he's saying, but he's very low compared to boisterous you and me, Clyde.
Well, I've got my microphone halfway down my throat, so you should be able to hear me.
And Sam, since he got his broadcast mic, oh my God, he sounds like like a celebrity.
We still got no idea what he says, but it sounds clear, whatever he says.
Well.
Right, okay. I think we are about to get our grid. So, in GT4, Kevin Viermont will go off first. Romain Ratu won't be going off second because he's got a pit lane start. So that will be Andrew Hopley, followed by Paul Burgess, Stuart Dick, Abdul Al-Amri, Tyler Newitt in 7th, Greg Vranks, Stefan Goebel, Yaz Samai, good qualifying from Yaz in 10th, Rob Venn in 11th, and Simon Chester in 12th.
Okay, in the TCRs, we got Chris Shaw, Ascari Autosport in 1st. Mark Heron, Asymmetric TCR in 2nd. 3rd is Princess Pete. Good job, Pete. BSTV Team YO Bio, whatever that is.
Win it or bid it.
What is it?
Win it or bid it.
Win it or bid it. Okay. Kerry Gregg. Jeez. Gary Craig in 4th. BSTV Team Win it or bid it. 5th is Scott Malcolm. Wow. Work guard by Result. 6th, Carl Hardy, Result Clothing. 7th, David Ayers, Result Clothing. 8th, our new driver, Kevin Bouterel, just as France underneath it. 9th is Tom Stanley, Asymmetric TCR. And 10th is Roger Morton, Safeguard by Result. Recruit. God.
So, interesting, Scott Malcolm. Remember in the interview last week, he told us he'd found something. Normally, he's right near the back in qualifying, but he's halfway up the grid this time, so we shall see. Couple of seconds, and then the pace car will be off.
Oh, it's an old track, the whole track, huh? Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
if you want to get a sandwich or a drink, go right ahead. It's going to take a little bit to get around.
Yeah, does that sound okay now? I had to change my microphone volume.
Yeah, that's. I could hear you anyway. To be fair, I think Bill's just deaf.
I can hear you too, but he seems to be a little bit lower than you and I don't know about me, but you and Sam. So it's okay, Ryan. You're fine. We can hear you, but it seems a little bit lower. That's all.
Okay.
I think I did turn Ryan right up in my personal Discord settings.
Oh. You can do that?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
If you find Ryan on the right-hand side of your Discord screen, right-click on him. You've got user volume.
Oh, I'll be darned. Okay. Of course, the old ears don't function as well as they used to, so.
Yeah, so have we got any predictions for this race, Hedy, guys?
I always say you in GT4 you can't bet against Hopley, although Kevin Veermont is looking very, very quick. I think in TCR, Chris Shaw, the fact that Tom Stanley didn't have any practice and used qualifying for practice gives Chris Shaw the upper hand, but Mark Heron is quick again this week. Pete will get a nosebleed. He'll crash. Don't worry about that. I'm not clearing any black flags. It's in the rules.
I think we're going to see AAA in victory lane today.
GT4. I'm going to pick someone else different, or a different driver, and say I'm going to go for Mr. Newt.
Good choice. That's a good choice.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
TCR, I'm not sure. TCR, I would probably say, yeah, my money's going to go on Chris Shaw if he gets a clean race.
I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to pick Mark Heron to win today in TCR.
Oh, I'm getting abuse on the driver chat at the moment from Mr. Craig Gary.
Never trust anybody with two first names.
No, that's right.
All right, pace car did a illegal turn into pit road.
Green flag.
Green flag, and they're off.
Good jump at the start by Kevin. Paul Burgess is putting pressure on Andrew Hopley. AAA's trying to go up the inside as well. He's got his teammate on the outside of him, but Paul has slowed them all up through that corner. Oh,
somebody just spun. That was our new guy.
Kevin.
I shouldn't keep calling the new guy.
Look at these TCRs.
Wow, they're all together. Look at that.
Fingham's going backwards.
I'm not a big fan of front wheel drive, but how could you not have fun in that little group?
So Pete's lost 2 places there.
He's a slow starter. He'll pick it back
Ooh,
up.
Tyler's on the grass.
Yeah, is that? I don't know if there's a slowdown there.
Can't remember. Uh-oh. Looks like Kevin or Andrew Hopley's pushing. Side by side.
Yeah, it's a hard pass there because
it sure is.
Left. He's still in
I wonder
there.
if he's going to get him here on the inside. That's a tough pass right there.
He is.
Wow, well done. That's a tough place to pass. That's a nice job by Andrew Hopley. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like Scott Malcolm might have might have lost a position or two by the looks of it.
I think he's got some damage, hasn't he, on the front?
Yeah, just looking at the replay now as they come around the final corner to Sunset Bend just before they get the green flag, and yeah, they all get away. They all get away really cleanly, and then it seems to be. I'm guessing it might be a bit of a bottleneck effect that's caused it in turn one.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely did look like he had damage on the front of that car.
They look good right there, and he's kind of by himself. Let's see what happens. Somebody coming inside. Oh, he's out. He's way out far. I bet he went off the road. Oh, no, he's still there.
Yeah. Did he go into the back? No.
Huh.
Maybe it was just the paint that made me think he's got damage.
He ran wide.
Went wide that time.
Yeah.
I fell to the back. Wow. He's familiar with coming up through the group, though.
I think Kevin Bouderal got spooked.
Could be.
He had a car on the inside, a car on the outside, and yeah, around he went. Didn't look like there was any contact. Oh, Tom Stanley has made his way up to 6th in TCR so far.
And our princess is back in 5th. Gary Craig's in 2nd. Go 10 for men. 10 for men. Nice battle between the result guys there.
Where's Tyler? So Tyler's up 1.
Tyler's in 6th place.
Yeah, he's got Greg Vranks all over the back of him.
Is that Gary Craig? Oh,
That's Gary Craig and Carl Hardy, I think. So Mark Heron has dropped a couple of places there. He was 2nd.
So
He's
where's
now
Chris
4th.
Shaw? He's gone, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see him. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like Paul Burgess and Stuart Dicker are going at it for 3rd place as they head down to turn 1. It looks like Stuart's going to make a move.
Oh, nice one, too. Wow. Good job.
Yeah, I think AAA's interested in that as well. Oh, Gary Craig had a bit of a drift on there.
Sure did.
Pete was looking to thread the needle and it closed. Just trying to fend off Tom Stanley.
Got Mark Heron right ahead of him there.
He had a really bad exit there. I think Tom's going to get him.
And he's looking around the outside, going down to the hairpin turn.
Oh, he's on the right place. Oh, who's that going up the inside? Is that David Hayes? He's not going to stop it.
Boy, oh, that's not good.
Well,
That was a little of an optimistic event there.
Yeah. I think there was a missing braking point there by the looks of it.
Definitely. He's really roaring in there. Ooh, jeez.
Oh, was that was Pete, wasn't it? Got into that as well. Pete's got front and rear damage.
And Mark Heron's off the side of the road now, too. He just blinked out. He must be going to the pits. Must have damage.
Yeah, I think David was trying to wait for him, wasn't he? Okay, it's getting a little bit feisty there. Rob Venn and Double R. Double R's going to try and throw it up the inside.
side by side as well. And yeah, I thought they were going to have contact there just when they were bouncing across the bumps.
Yeah, Rob Venn had a fantastic exit out of Sunset. Two totally different lines into turn one. But if Rob can keep it there, oh, he can't. No.
Roman really hung on to that on the outside
Yeah,
of that corner.
yeah. If Rob could have kept on the inside of him there, he would have. That battle would have been over. Well, for now, anyway.
We have to remember Roman Ratu made a pit lane start. He's up to 8th position. Not bad.
Yeah, obviously Double R will be praying for our random safety car.
And I don't want to say anything, but we haven't had one in a few races.
But we
either,
haven't,
so.
have we? No. No.
And the viewers should know we don't really know. It's a random pick whether it's going to come out or not, and at what time, and we don't know. So I wasn't hinting or anything.
So AAA is now the next one putting pressure on Paul Burgess. No, Stuart Dick has got it done.
And there's AAA in the inset picture there.
Yeah, Tom Stanley's got past Princess P.
Well, looks like they've got Tyler Newitt and Gregory ranks as well for company.
Yeah, it's turned into a train, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good little group.
Paul could be the cork in this bottle.
Hey, I'm impressed with Paul Burgess. He's come a long way since he started with us, I have to tell you.
He has had some very good results. Oh, that course is so bouncy, isn't it?
Oh boy, I'll tell you.
So Hopley's not really getting away from Vermont.
And now we have Tyler Newitt on the screen in the inset, driving the Porsche 718 in GT4. Scott Malcolm's moved up to 5th.
Apologies if I've missed this before, but I'm sure I just see that the XVR team have put the BSTV logo on the front wheel arch of Tyler's Porsche. It could have been on there all season and I've only just noticed it, but there we go. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Those boys over at XVR sure have a good training program or whatever they do, because it seems like any driver that goes over there, it doesn't quite have all his marbles together. They certainly help him do that.
Yeah, apart from Lane.
Well, Lane is he's in the senior citizen group, so you know.
What?
And he's always picking on Johnny Brandon. So I love that guy. I love Lane.
Ooh, holy schmoly! Who is that with his car hanging off? Roger Morton. The front end of that car hanging off.
How the heck did that happen, I wonder? He's trying to catch up with Kevin Bouteril.
Yeah, I think he's down on speed.
Probably, yeah.
So these four still together.
So we've got Gregory Branks maybe joining them as well.
He's been there for a while, Bill. He's just been tucked in behind Tyler.
Stuart Dick is... Now, are they catching him, or is he just...
No, he's got a little bit of a gap, but it doesn't seem to be extending or getting any smaller.
I'm sorry, Gregory, to miss you before, because I thought Stuart Dick was with this group before, but maybe not.
No, Stuart was behind Paul, got past Paul, and has then got away from him a bit.
Okay.
I just heard some crashing, but not sure what that was. Obviously, AAA was putting a lot of pressure on Paul, but he's in that that place that nobody likes to be in, where he's attacking and defending.
Yeah, he's got Tyler Newitt behind him, who's pretty hungry probably to get ahead of him.
Well, Tyler only needs half a gap, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be the case with the BMWs and the Porsche. The BMW seems to be quicker in a straight line, but in the corners, especially the final corner, the Porsche just seems to be able to close right up because of that rear engine position seems to be helping a little bit.
Yeah, Rob Venn trying to fend off Stefan Goebel.
And yeah, Samai behind them trying to reel them in.
And if I'm correct, Stefan is a teammate of Michael Loer, if I'm correct.
He certainly is. He's in the VTS team Germany.
That looks a little closer now, those guys.
Oh, Stefan's got the run.
Yeah, I can't believe how bouncy that Porsche is right there.
Oh, Tyler.
Oh,
baby.
I bet that was scary.
I think he got away with that.
He didn't hit anything.
Obviously lost time, but what's he done? Just tried to throw. So there's a gap on the right.
Oh, it's got
yeah.
On the grass, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That was an easy mistake to do around here.
Definitely.
And you're right, you didn't hit anything, so that's the main thing. That's obviously gifted a place to Double R. And may give AAA the chance to start putting pressure on Paul Burgess again.
Very likely, yeah.
No, I don't know if it's me, but has Yaz Samai caught this battle up very quickly?
He's catching up with them, yep.
Yeah, I was about to say he's been closing up. He's been closing up slowly in these guys.
So we've got some great battles in the GT4s. Just to let you know what's going on in TCR, Chris Shaw currently leads the way. And he's got quite a big lead over Carl Hardy, about 7 seconds, I think. Craig Gary is in third. Tom Stanley has made his way up to fourth. Scott Malcolm is fifth. Princess Pete has dropped to sixth. Kevin Boudarel is in seventh. Roger Morton eighth. David Ayres ninth. And Mark Heron is still in the pits.
Must have jinxed him by picking him to win. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. Commentator's curse.
Probably.
So Tom Stanley's now putting the pressure on Craig Gary. And to be fair, Carl Hardy's not that far up the road either.
Yeah, he's having a good race in second. Carl is I
Tom
think.
Stanley making a move.
Oh yeah, Tom's up the inside. Can he get it done? Yeah, looks like it's done.
Done
Gary
deal.
gave plenty of room, yep. Gary didn't fight that at all. Made it, you know, probably better for both of them.
Tyler done now.
Oh,
Ooh, he's on the grass again and again.
Yeah, this is not rallycross style. Look.
That's greedy.
What the?
Wow. He's getting a few 1Xs there, I think.
Oh, he's on the grass. What? Yeah, I don't know if he's having issues with his VR or not.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, it's like.
Ooh.
Look at Yaz. Whoa, baby.
Oh,
Almost. He almost pulled it off. Wow.
That was a bit ambitious.
that was the ultimate definition of the dive bomb.
A lot of people could have got hurt with that one, I'll tell you.
What's this on board? Look.
This
Here we go. Let's have a go. Yeah, I can get both of these. Oh, no, I'm not going to make it. Bang.
Wow.
That was, as the Germans would say, neck good.
That's right.
So Tyler is in the pits.
Okay.
So is it a technical issue or is it a car issue? So AAA is going to try around the outside, which is then the inside. Yeah, he had to get out of it.
Oh,
And we got Princess Pete in the pits.
Yep.
AAA still. Oh, he was on the edge of adhesion there.
Was up the inside. Oh, he's just about up the inside.
Oh!
Oh, that one hurt.
That wasn't good, but. Very good, Romain. Very good.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at that crash there.
No, Romain immediately got on the radio and said, "Not my fault, not my fault."
I tell you, it looked like.
Oh, guys, we've got a yellow.
Oh, we got the safety car out.
This might get. There's all this like Triple A. I thought he was going to dive into the pits there.
No, because the pit lane closes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Interesting.
Well, I have to tell you, after looking at that replay, it looked like Paul Burgess turned into AAA. I have to tell you.
The curb was involved.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked like Paul just might have just caught a bit of the curve and made the car bounce.
I think Paul lost it into AAA. And I know Tyler listens to us. The safety car time for tonight was 1 minute after Tyler pits.
Wow.
I'm interested to see if Tyler can go to the end from there.
Obviously, it wasn't really.
Yeah, I don't see any pit stop time for Tyler, and he's not shown as made a pit stop. So I think it's more like a pit lane penalty and not a pit stop.
Yeah, could be. Could be right.
Gonna try to have a look at this.
Huh. Okay.
Just looking at the replay as it comes round the final corner, and I wonder if he went into the pit lane just as the caution came out.
No, this is before that, I think.
That's interesting.
lane violation or something, or too many incidents, or what?
Well, it's definitely a drive-through, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, I'm still confused why he went on the grass so many times. I wonder if I know with VR, some people say if it goes off center, it can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So I don't know how accurate the thing is that we look in iRacing, but it's showing Tyler as having 15 incident points. So I'm
that's why he
guessing
did a
that was
drive-through
a
then, huh?
drive-through. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like the safety car just came out of the pits, picking up the leader.
So who is this going to help then, guys? Stuart Dick, definitely. He's now going to be 2 cars behind Andrew Hopley. Tom Stanley.
Yeah, I think this in the TCRs anyway. I think it might help some of the people further back in the TCR class, like people like Craig Gary, Scott Malcolm, Princess Pete could help people like that.
Definitely. Yeah, you're right. Paul Burgess definitely came off that curbing.
I was impressed by the amount of airtime that AAA got though when he got launched. That was rather interesting to watch.
Yeah, bicycles there.
Yeah. Looking at Mark Heron as well, tries to make a move up the. This is in the early stages, and David Ayres just came in like a wrecking ball.
You know, another thing though, did you see how loose that Mark Heron got?
Yeah, he was a bit out of control, wasn't he? But I still, that was all on David.
Yeah,
he did. That was, as Ryan says, that was a wrecking ball moment.
That was just. Yeah, nothing malicious from David. It was just, I mean, we've all done it. We've all made a mistake. Maybe just being caught out by someone in front and just ran into the back then. But that was unfortunate. But yeah, David Ayres is still going at the moment. So it's if he finishes the race, he'll still be able to pick up points.
Yeah, and obviously the guys, they do get a fast repair. Again, does it help AAA? His car is pretty wrecked, but he can go in and get a new car.
I don't understand why he's not in there. Is the pit open yet?
Pit's closed on the first lap, isn't it?
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we have to use NASCAR yellow flag rules.
Okay, David Ayres, it says, is leaving pit at this time. Huh. And there he is. Been in the pits when that happened?
Well, yeah, the NASCAR rule is if you enter a closed pit, you start from the end of the longest line.
Yeah,
so,
yep.
If you're at the back, it's probably not too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's true.
So pits are open this lap.
Okay, and Andrew Hopley peels off.
Carl Hardy stayed out, yes. Or is that Roger Morton? That's Roger Morton, isn't it?
Yes. They're all coming in, basically.
Yeah, I think if you're close to the front in both classes, say like in the top 3, then you come into the pit straight away.
Yeah.
Not lose too much time.
It's a busy pit lane.
Princess Pete is still out there. Goes to the top of the leaderboard while everybody else is in the pit.
Oh, there's somebody taking tyres. Carl Hardy. Chris Shaw's taking tyres. That's interesting.
AAA has a new wing now. Must have done his fast repair.
Tom Stanley's taking tyres as well. Tyler's taking tyres. That could have been about 50-50, that, on tyres and not tyres. It certainly shook the order up.
Yeah, I think new tyres, especially around a track like Sebring, where basically it's bumpy and the tyres take a pounding, I think new tyres around this track could pay off.
It's definitely going to help them. And of course, you know, under safety car, they have the time to do it. They're really not going to lose much.
Yep.
And
Okay, we
the
have-
real winner is the Princess now. Because
I know it. He didn't stop.
yeah, he took his pit stop just before the safety car, and
Yeah,
now
he took it earlier.
yeah,
That's correct.
he's in front now. Or she's in front. I don't know.
There are going to be shouts of fiddle.
Fiddle. Well, he won't worry. He's got his 10 on, so he'll be all right. I see Clyde Whiting hasn't made a stop either. Oh, well.
No, I can do the whole race without stopping.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a silly question, and feel free to laugh. What is this Tenor-Man sponsorship all about?
It's
Tenor
you know what Tenor Men is? They are incontinence products for men.
What, like, no, I won't say it on here, but yeah, basically those kind of products.
Yes. Obviously something that Pete uses quite a lot.
I don't even want that image in my head.
Well, if you imagine Pete with his wig on and his princess dress, and underneath, I guarantee he had some man pants on.
Well, he could have put poise on or something like that instead of 10.
If Sam can show us a picture of the roof, you can see what they do. Need a bit more of a close-up, I think.
Those kind of products. Okay.
Yeah, so like, shall we say, adult nappies, diapers for you, Bill, and I don't know what they're called. Like, women have like panty liners for when the decorators arrive. They have a similar thing for men.
Oh.
Obviously, no decorating involved.
More like plumbers involved.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to know what Pete gets up to in his spare time.
As you can see on the back of Pete's car, he only leaks when he laughs. Okay, lights are out, I believe, on the safety car. So we should be going green at the end of this lap.
Yeah, just looking behind Pete as well. He's got a couple of GT4 cars as well, so that could possibly help him try and just stretch the gap out a little bit in the TCR class.
Yeah.
Hope Pete's got his flak jacket on. He's going to need it.
Yeah, hopefully with the GT.
3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 GT4 cars between him and Kevin Boudarel. Then there's another 4 GT4s before we get to Craig Gary. So Chris Shaw, Tom Stanley, I think Carl Hardy, they all took tyres in the TCR class. So it'll be interesting to see whether that makes a difference.
And we're a little bit past halfway, so we still got quite a bit to go.
Okay. $5 on Pete rushing on turn 1. I'm sure he will. I hope he will not, but I'm sure he will. He got the hungriest GT4s behind him. There's no way he can keep it on the road. Not Pete.
Well, he will be crapping himself at the moment, but luckily
Yeah.
he's got his tenor men pants on,
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully he doesn't
so
panic.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's about to
He's
go.
gone.
He's gone.
That was proper early.
Yeah, probably leaked himself.
Hopley's got him.
Well, he didn't crash in turn 1. Comes the other renegade. Oh,
These two still together on track. Triple A's up to 4th, so that safety car really did help him.
helped him for sure, yeah.
As I've just noticed that Marco Luerta said on the chat, it saved Triple A.
It's a dicey spot coming up right here. Good job, Pete. Hang in there.
Yeah, he's got such a good gap. He just needs to let these go. Triple A's going to be like, get out of the way, princess.
Oh, Buffett. Oh, that's so close.
Oh, double R as well. Greg Branks is trying to go through. Now's your chance, Greg. Yeah, that worked out well there for Pete.
Yeah, he survived.
Yeah, done well to keep his composure. As it looks like his teammate.
Wow, 4 wide.
Four wide.
Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, that's ballsy.
You're not kidding.
Oh, Scott.
That was close.
That was a bit of a squeaky bum moment.
Gary Craig almost got a pat on his little backside there a minute ago.
Scott should have this done. Oh, Gary's going to fight him. He's going to fight him.
Oh, a hip check
Little
there.
side to
Yeah.
side, nothing serious.
No. All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, here, Chris Shaw.
Yeah, Chris
Carl
Shaw's
Hardy.
made up some places, so
Oh,
Oh,
that was a strange one.
sure
yeah, it
was.
just looks like Carl might have just clipped the grass ever so slightly.
Like the back, either that or it looked like the back of Chris Shaw's car on his quarter panel may have just kind of given him a little rap when he went by. I'm not sure.
So Chris is trying to keep cars between himself and Tom Stanley.
Gary Craig's holding on very well there in 3rd place. In TCR.
Yeah, well, we'll see now what's going on with the tyres, because Chris Shaw has got fresh tyres. Gary Craig hasn't.
Tyler Newitt's looking inside of Simon Chester coming down the straightaway, back straightaway. Ullman Straight, they call that. And he got the job done.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like we've got Stefan Gorbo and Paul Burgess and someone else going at it as
Robert
well.
Ben, yep. Robert Ben and the BSTV Remembrance Day vehicle. Whoa, you don't want to go out there. Good job, Kevin, not to make a bad move when you're out in the dirt there.
Chris Shaw can see those two cars in front of him and knows that if he gets past, he can go on the chase then.
Gary Craig's making it very wide, and of course he's got who's up in front of him there? Is that Scott Malcolm? No, wait a minute. Yeah, it's Scott Malcolm, isn't it?
Yeah, the defence there from Gary Craig.
Chris Shaw kind of to the up. Ball's back behind him. Trying to get a little toe there.
Yeah, Gary's defending.
Where are you going to go now, Chris?
Oh, Malcolm wide.
Look at this. Whoa.
So will Chris get a double toe down the back straight?
I don't know, almost looks like he wants to get by these guys before that.
Is that TCR going to top out?
Yeah, that's a good question. He could pull out and be not doing anything.
Yeah. Whoa. Slide job from Greg. Didn't come off, but looked good. So yeah,
Ooh.
no help with the toe at all by the looks of it.
Looks like Gary's got the run.
Yeah, he sure does, huh? Gary's in trouble, I think, now. They're going to get him, I think. Well,
Ooh, he's
look at Gary
going
go.
very, very... Come on, Gary, get it back in. Good lad.
Good job, Gary. Wow.
He's under attack from Chris Shaw, though.
Yeah.
And then look at the executioner, Tom Stanley's right behind all of them now.
So there's one done for Chris.
Oh, bit of contact.
So Chris now needs to get past Scott Malcolm, then he can go on the Bingham chase.
I have to say, though, Princess Pete's been doing a good job holding on to that
He
lead at the
has,
moment.
yep.
He's not bottled it or cracked under the pressure. Must be that sponsorship that's doing it for him.
I think the trouble for Pete is if Chris gets past Scott, I think Chris is a couple of seconds a lap quicker than Pete. Ooh. Carl Hardy letting David Ayres know he's there.
And unlike most people, those two guys with their little thing going, they'll be laughing inside those cars.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Carl Hardy is the type of guy that will just giggle his way round the course. Whatever's going on, even when he crashes.
Yeah, he takes a lot of ribbon, but he's really a nice guy. He really is.
Right, so looks like Chris has now got that done. So what's the gap to Bingham? 6 seconds.
Tom Stanley's trying to reel him in a little bit too. He's back there, right behind. Well, not right behind, but closing up on Scott. Scott Malcolm staying with him pretty good there. Tyler Newitt behind still Simon Chester, is that?
No, Rob Venn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob Ben. Okay.
Looks like Tyler's got the run and him heading down to the hairpin. I think if he gets close enough, we'll make a move up the inside. Is he going? Yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah, he'll have him.
He's got new tyres, hasn't he?
Yep.
There's a couple of places in front. Whoa!
Whoa, Kevin Viamont saved that. That was amazing. Thought he was gone.
There's a couple more places in front of Tyler, but Rob's fighting this back.
Certainly is. And no contact. Very well done,
done
guys.
deal now.
Yeah, credit to Tyler as well. He left him some room just in case he made a move up the inside and didn't turn into him.
And Rob Ben was very smart. He got out of it instead of trying to charge in there. That was very good.
The gap down to 5 seconds. 16 minutes to go.
And Chris Shaw's got open air too. Not much in front of him.
Yeah, I think if I was Pete and Chris catches up to him, I wouldn't fight. I wouldn't let him go, but I wouldn't fight too hard at the same time, especially when you've got a reasonable gap behind as well. If Pete just let him Chris go and just he would settle for second, because since they've got a bit of a gap behind him now.
Yeah, I think it depends on how much Scott can hold up Tom.
Stephen Goebbels and whoa!
Oh, is that Malcolm?
Somebody went into the wall there. Who was that? Scott Malcolm. Yep.
Yeah, he must have been looking for the bar.
Boy, he went fast in reverse. He must not have liked that.
Well, that was something to do with Tom Stanley.
Oh, Tom went for the move. Was it Oh, it was contact.
Yeah. And Scott very, very nearly had that saved.
Yeah, he did. Pretty close.
So Carl Hardy has got past David Ayres.
Oh, Tyler and Stefan are going at it as well.
Two Porsches fighting it out.
Yep, I have to say, I do like that livery from Stefan as well. That looks cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you, their GT3 cars are neat looking too.
I also like the XVR liveries as well because they look nice and they look simple as well.
Yeah, they do a good job. Uh-oh.
Was that a touch? I'm going to say yes because Tyler slowed down.
Yep, he's letting them go. Good man, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rob Venn says, thank you very much. I'll have those 2 places. Now come and catch me. We'll battle on for second.
Andrew Hopley and Kevin Viamont and Tom Stanley. Boy, oh boy.
Stuart Dick.
Stuart Dick. I'm sorry. Yep.
Stephen Goebbels in the pits. I think he was due a pit stop anyway, wasn't he?
He hasn't stopped? Huh.
Pit lane penalty.
Yes.
Thank you, Sam.
Gap at the front of TCR is 3.5 seconds. 3 seconds. Chris Shaw is coming, Pete.
In between him and Pete is Yeah, Semi, right there. There's Pete right in front of him.
Yeah, so I don't know whether Pete has got past Yaz or whether Yaz is catching Pete.
Good question.
Pete's last lap time was a 2:17.
There's a threesome going into the chicane. I mean the hairpin, sorry.
Oops.
Wow.
Whoa.
That
What the?
Wow, that looked like he had an internet problem or something. He just kept right on going.
See that again.
Yeah, that was weird. So he just dives
Like a rocket ship. Boy, oh boy. Oof.
Yeah, I don't know if he might have just been caught out under braking, or yeah, like you say, it could be an internet or hardware problem.
Oh no, that was strange.
I don't think it was a hardware problem by the way he just turned round and rejoined. I think he just got it wrong.
Wow.
So Tyler's got back past Rob Venn.
Must have been cornering by ear or something. Wow. So we're coming up on 10 minutes to go, Mark.
Yeah, lead gap is down to a second in TCR. Lead gap in GT4 is on your screen. It's nothing.
Chris Shaw has nobody in front of him now, in between himself and Pete.
No.
And here he comes. Wow, that's that car fast. Nice battle up front for the lead in GT4. Kevin Viamont seems very close. Pretty much on now. Kevin Viamont's really... Oh, that was Roman Ratu, sorry.
Yeah, it's just David Ayres and Gary Craig.
Yeah.
I agree with Marco on the chat. Yeah, that was a shocker.
Boy, certainly was.
We'll have to have a word with the team boss.
Yeah, Martin could take repair the car with some money from Stefan. No more schnitzels for or whatever they call it in Germany for Stefan. For the moment, anyway.
Oh, Triple A with a good move there on Double R.
These guys have had a little problem between each other before. Hopefully, they buried that.
They, to be fair to both of them, they've it looks like they've given each other all the respect in the world
Good.
tonight.
That's good. Good to hear. Good to see.
Triple A isn't a vengeful driver anyway.
No, not at all. Not at all.
He wouldn't get his own back.
Nope.
And I think Double R is being he's still racing hard, but he's giving a little bit of extra room because obviously those guys had an issue last week.
Looks
and
like Chris Shaw.
Chris Shaw, yeah, taking the
Gotten by
lead off
Pete.
Princess Pete.
Look at Princess Pete. Whoa, baby. Look at that.
I was just going to say, what happened to Tom Stanley?
And
He
Buffy
appeared
just
again.
appeared.
Yeah. Looked
Yeah.
like he'd gone, didn't it?
He's doing a Bingham on Bingham.
Yeah. He's out Bingham. Pete's got a podium here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. There's no point fighting too hard. The specimen is a podium.
Yeah.
podium
But the team is win it or bin it. So
You
he
go
won't
through,
he won't
yeah.
win it. So he's gonna win it, right?
Oh, Tom's gone for the move.
I think Pete's done a great job, to be honest with you. Oh boy, look at this. Kevin Viemont looking. Just doesn't have the grunt to get by him.
No.
Maybe, I don't know. Look at this.
Oh, he's got.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, see, the BMW power will kick in now. Can he swap over and go inside? I think he could have done, but he made it obvious too soon.
Oh, Stuart Dick's in the background as well.
He sure is. Here's a view from the back of Andrew Hopley's car. Nope, I'm sorry, behind Kevin Viemont's car. That's behind Andrew Hopley's car, okay.
Cameraman's playing with you, Bill.
No, I was just being nice and
No,
took
that,
me
I'm not playing with Bill. It's Kevin that is doing a bingham as well.
Pete.
It's not my fault.
I will be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Okay, they're still going on it. Boy, I'll tell you.
Oh, contact between Stanley and Pete.
Pete and Tom Stanley.
Yeah, told you. He's been it.
Yeah, Pete needs to get going quickly though, because yeah, in the background you can see David Ayres.
Just a little over 5 minutes to go. AAA and Roman Ratu still digging it out, duking it out. With Gregory Vranks hoping they do something, which they aren't supposed to do.
Yep, as yeah, Marco Laird in the chat says Bingham.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That made me laugh. As yeah, looking at David Ayres and Craig Gary as well going at it for fourth place in TCR.
Okay. David Ayres and Pete trying to fight back. Of course, the guys that have just passed him have a few lap pressure tires than Pete does, so yeah, it might be the difference.
Quite possibly, yeah, AAA, and this pack come across the line now, and they've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. So I'm guessing about 3 laps, I think.
Yep.
As AAA runs wide a little bit in the exit of turn 1.
AAA and Roman Ratu and Gregory Vrank still duking it out. And here's Andrew Hopley and the 2 Porsche brothers trying to catch him. Boy, Andrew is sure cool under pressure. He's gotten a lot of it.
Yeah, he seems to be one of those drivers that's able to keep his cool when he's under pressure, but coming across the line now, and it looks like Pete is definitely under huge pressure now from David and Craig.
Yep.
Apologies, guys. I need a pair of Pete.
Oh, David's got
Gary Craig's catching up with him. Is that Pete by David Ayres again? Yeah.
It looked like, David Ayres trying to take a sneaky look.
And Gary Craig, not to be outdone, is trying to catch up here.
How has David caught Pete up so quick?
I don't know, he got by him, and now Pete's gotten back by him. I don't know.
There was a big gap.
Pete.
Pete spun, or he did a side to side with Tom Stanley through turn 1, and he kind of slid sideways.
Uh-huh.
Oh, David's up the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of a hip check as well.
And Craig Gary will be desperate to get past Pete as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Double R, hello?
Are you in your toilet, Clyde?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Helps if I have the microphone close to my mouth,
Yeah, I was
Really?
about to say. I was just waiting. I was just waiting.
not on the floor.
I was just about to say as well. I was waiting if Clyde was in the bathroom. I was waiting for waiting to hear a splash sound in the background. But anyway,
Okay, where is? Oh, there he is. He appears. A Bingham Bingham. Kevin Viamont.
Stuart's got the run.
So
Stuart-
I don't know
wants
what
by
just
badly.
Pete was just having a moan, and he's behind Gary Craig and
Yeah.
David Ayres.
He's back down to 5th now with.
Well, it looks like Double R's got by Triple A.
Wow.
And Pete's got by David again.
Yeah, David's just let him by. There's a little ding dong going on between Pete and David. David doesn't know what he's done wrong. Pete said he's done something wrong. But David, being the gentleman that he is, has gone, right, well, I'll let you go, and we'll go at it again.
He's hoping he can go out on a date with Princess Pete.
Yep, he wants
He's trying to be nice.
he wants some of that Tenorman product.
Hey, they come in handy when you need them. Trust me.
Right, here we go. So, David's on the outside, Pete on the inside. Now it switches round. Nothing in that for me, if I'm honest.
It looked like a little net code, actually. I didn't see him touch at all.
Yeah. I think Pete might be a little bit apologetic when he sees the replay there.
Kevin Viamont's going into stealth. There he is. Okay. Back with us again.
Yep,
In the same dimension we are.
This is just the line to start the final lap.
Yeah, they'll say this is the final lap. They just got over the line. Kevin's still trying. Oh,
Ooh, Stuart Dick almost got by him then.
Kevin is blinking out at exactly the wrong time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it makes it very difficult. Because, you know, they appear wham, they could be on your hood or something, or on your bonnet.
And it's not a ping thing. He's got a very good ping.
Yeah.
I think if Andrew Hopley manages to hold on in GT4, he's going to know that he's been in a race tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, he's done a magnificent job so far because he's really been hammered by Kevin Viamont tonight.
Oh, David Ayres having another go at Pete.
Looks like he's going to get him. Are we coming into the hairpin? Maybe not.
Pete was brave on the brakes there, but he's not going to get a very good exit.
No. Okay, here comes Andrew Hopley around the final corner. Kevin Viamont's not going to get him, I don't think. Nope.
No.
Andrew Hopley across the line. Kevin Viamont very close in second, and Stuart Dick very close in third. Double R after a pit lane start in fourth. Triple A in fifth. Gregory Banks in sixth. Good finish for Gregory. Seventh, Paul Burgess. Eighth is Tyler Newitt. Rob Ben in 9th.
Chris Shaw coming round the final turn to take the win in TCR.
Simon Chester comes across the line 10th in GT4. Yes, Samai in 11th.
Tom Stanley, despite his lack of practice and his terrible qualifying, comes home second. Gary Craig with a very creditable third place.
Stefan Goebel comes home in 11th in GT4.
David Ayres fourth in TCR. Princess Pete fifth. And our new driver Kevin Boudarel in sixth.
Well done for Kevin, first time out with us. Scott Malcolm 7th.
Scott Malcolm, yeah, he's crossed the line in seventh. Next up should be Carl Hardy. Well, Mark Heron is back out on track after a long time.
There's a replay here. That's Pete and Tom spinning in the turn 1.
This is the bit I missed. Yeah. That 6 of one, half a dozen of the other for me.
Yeah, well, looked like synchronized spinning, didn't it?
Well, if you wanted to be picky, Tom is on the racing line.
Yep.
Pete had a lot of room to his left. If you wanted to be picky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say Tom had the racing line and Pete just left his turn into it too late.
I'd chalk that up to a racing deal, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I would as well. But yeah. That had a bit of everything in it. Bill, Andrew Hopley, another win, but certainly wasn't easy, was it?
No, it wasn't, and Sebring really delivered. We had a lot of good racing here tonight. Andrew Hopley's a hard man to bet against in this league so far, and he did a whale of a job. And Kevin Viamont raced his heart out trying to get Brian and did a wonderful job. Stuart Dick really close behind, and Roman Rotu, after toughing it out, having a pit road start, came in 4th. So really a nice night for the GT4 guys.
Yeah, so your official result in GT4, pending any post-race time penalties that we don't get to see till we get the iRacing results. First place, Andrew Hopley, H Motorsports. Second place on the podium, Kevin Viamont, Mika Esports. And bottom step of the podium, Stuart Dick, Asymmetric GT4. Cracking run from Double R, Romain Ratu for Mika Esports in 4th from the pit lane start. AAA, Abdul Al Amri, Asymmetric GT4 in 5th. Gregory Vranks for H Motorsports in 6th. Paul Burgess, 9th Light Racing in 7th. Tyler Newitt, XVR Sim Racing in 8th. Rob Venn, BST Esports in 9th. Simon Chester, Northern Lights Racing GT Amiga in 10th. Yaz Samai, 9th Light Racing in 11th. And Stefan Goebel rounded out your GT4s in 12th for VTS Germany.
Okay, and in the TCRs, we had Chris Shaw, familiar guy, in 1st place from a scary Autosport. Tom Stanley, 2nd, Asymmetric TCR. 3rd, Gary Craig. Nice finish for Gary and the BSTV team, win it or bin it. David Ayres in 4th, Result Clothing. 5th, Princess Pete Bingham in the BSTV team, win it or bin it. 6th, Kevin Boudarel, his first time with us, did well, came in 6th place. He's a privateer. 7th, Scott Malcolm, work guard by Result. 8th, Carl Hardy, after unfortunate bump near the end of the race, finished In 8th for Result Clothing. 9th, Roger Morton, Safeguard by Result. And 10th, Mark Heron, Asymmetric TCR after a really bad accident. 3 laps down.
Okie dokie. So let's get these interviews underway because, as usual in this friendly league, everybody wants in. So let's get our GT4 winner in. Andrew Hopley, welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. So another win, but you certainly had to work for that one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those, sorry, go on.
No, crack on.
Yeah, no, we definitely had to work for it. Probably didn't deserve to win, to be fair. The pace that Kevin had towards the end, and Stewart for that matter, and probably any other Porsche. But yeah, we got lucky. Kevin played fair. He was blinking quite a lot for me. I don't know if that was showing on the broadcast.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah,
so
he was doing a Bingham.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I just trusted the situation, and it paid off.
Yeah, there seem to be certain parts of the track, especially coming out of Sunset, where Kevin could take a tighter line and get sort of alongside you, but then the BMW grunt would pull you away and give you the line into turn one.
Yeah, it's very much the old sort of karting lines with the BMW. You kind of bring it to a halt and then slam on the throttle to get a bit of rotation and launch the thing out the corners. Whereas the Porsche is very much a momentum car where you keep the speed in the corners. So I found that at the start of the race I was actually pulling away from Kevin a little bit, and the corners that I was pulling away from him, I was actually starting to lose time to him towards the end. So it was those corners that were really sort of dependent on front end grip. So, and it was starting to get really slidey towards the rear end. I don't know if that came across on the screen on the stream, but yeah, we were sideways coming out of some of those corners towards the end then.
Yeah, well, for once, it was such a close battle up the front that you did get plenty of airtime. So we did manage to see what was going on. And Stuart Dick was sat there just praying. Oh, come on, guys! With Kevin blinking in and out, there's got to be some net code here somewhere, and I've got an easy win.
Yeah, well, I think if Stuart wasn't part of that battle, I don't think I'd have won. I think backing Kevin into to Stuart was the smart move, and gave Kevin a little bit something else to think about rather than just full on attack. So
excellent. Yeah, well, it's always good to have tactics. So anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go, because everybody wants an interview tonight.
Yeah, I think Kevin for a fair race tonight. Well done to Stuart for his podium. That's well deserved. That's been a long time coming for those kind of results for him. Greg, my teammate, and you guys for the broadcast.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on yet another win, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys. Bye now.
So that was Andrew Hopley. So I'll bring in Kevin Veermont next. I think I better do this interview, Ryan.
I think you should.
And we'll let you do... Oh, you can do Stuart Dick. You can speak Scottish to each other.
Sounds good.
Kevin Veermont, second place GT4. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. So I just said to Andrew, another win, but he had to work for that one. You put the pressure on him for the whole of that race.
Andrew is very fast for 3 or 4 laps, and I think I have the pace for overtake him, but the safety car changed the race, and Andrew has a good defense, and P2 is good for me for the championship. Congratulations to Andrew.
And not only was you trying to get past Andrew, but you also had Stuart behind you putting the pressure on. So that's a tricky situation to be in, because you want to attack, but you've also got to defend.
Yes, it's very very difficult. Stewart is very fast at the end of the race, and I say I know if I make a mistake on overtake Andrew, Stewart pass me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but that was absolutely fantastic. We thoroughly enjoyed that. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yes, I would like to thank Romance for the qualification, for the help me to the draft, and for the P1, and all team Make Sports, and sponsors nuage+.com, Kino Pro, Domaine Filatro, and Transport Dick Clément.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your second place, Kevin, and great to see both the Mika Esports drivers back on the pace this week. So we will see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye. So Kevin Veermont there. So the next interview we're going to have Ryan Walker interviewing Stuart Dick. So it might be a good time to go and make a cup of tea, because you probably won't understand anything that's about to be said.
Stuart Dick finishing in third place, and Stuart, you were so close to the battle up at the front, and you were in touching distance, I guess, of possibly winning that race, but you just couldn't really do anything about it.
No, it was tough at the end there, Ryan. When Kevin's blinking like that, it's hard to decide when to try and put your nose in and when not, because you don't want to drive through him when he disappears. So I was a bit tentative. I thought, I'll let him attack Andrew, and hopefully when I'm blinking, he might take the two of them off. And as Clyde says, it's a cruise to victory then. But it didn't happen me.
Yeah, I mean, a third place is still a great position and still a good handful of points. And what did you think of Sebring with the GT4 Porsche? Did you think it was a good combination, or is it one of those combinations or track rather that you'd rather not visit again?
I think over the course of the race, the Porsche is probably the fastest car. I mean, Andrew could get a good few laps out on fresh tyres, but over the course of the race, the Porsche was definitely quicker. But again, once you've got one of those big BMWs in front of a Porsche, you just can't get past it. It's a nightmare to get by it.
Yeah, I've watched the BMW a few times in a straight line. It just seems to be, as soon as you get to a straight, you're just basically helpless in a way, because you can't really do anything. I guess that's the one thing you noticed.
Yeah, I managed to get by Paul, but I mean that's just me chucking it down the inside him into T1 and really giving him no option other than him coming through there. But that's only because I got a decent run out of the last corner. But other than that, it's really hard to get a BMW out of position and make a decent pass on them, especially somewhere where the straights are as long as here. It was good fun though tonight.
And looking to next week, looking to go one better and maybe finish second, or even take the win, or is it just the same again? Just try and finish in the top three.
Where's the track next week?
I'm
winning next week, right? I'm telling you that right now.
Right, we've got that.
Right.
Make sure we clip that, Sam, and we'll play that 50 times before the start of the race.
I'll be dead in turn one probably. Now watch this. Favourite track, so yeah, I like it on it. It's my favourite track, and it should suit the Porsche, so yeah, hopefully we'll be quick next week.
Good stuff. And anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
The only people that this week, I've had a wee bit of health problems lately, right? And the NHS have been absolutely brilliant in dealing with me, even when going through this terrible pandemic and all that now. So you don't hear enough on streams and stuff like that, so I'm going to thank the NHS tonight.
Good stuff, and I have to agree 100%. The work that they do, and the workload they have to go through as well is absolutely just unreal. And I think they don't get thanked enough.
Yeah.
And look forward to see you on track next week, Stuart. And congratulations again on third place.
Good luck. Cheers, lads.
That was Stuart Dick, and up next, who we got?
I'm going to get Roman Ratu. Roman Ratu, welcome to the booth.
Hi guys.
Hello. Where should we start? In trouble with the stewards last week.
Yeah.
Pit lane start. And then an absolutely awesome drive. And a fourth place finish. You must be happy with that.
I'm so happy, guys. So happy.
And also something that I sort of mentioned to Kevin. Mika Esports, 2 cars in the top 4. We've seen you guys, I wouldn't say struggle this season, but not as fast as we've seen you. But this result from both of you must bode well for the future.
Yeah. What a race! What a championship! Since the start at Oran Park, but for this week I struggled all week in training, and I went for an official race run for from the pit lane start to try to learn passing zones. It's pretty well start, even if the level in the league is incredible height compared to the official race I have done. And despite 3 or 4 laps where I lost my rhythm and my pace, afterward I'm very, very happy. Whether inside, outside, braking zone, accelerating, I think I did everything today in overtaking. In addition to have a race without ink and the fastest lap in the race. So, well, apart from the safety car where I almost came in pit lane, but I don't, I do not. It's good for morale, for my head and for the team. It's a very good position, 2 and 4 in the championship. It's very important for the team championship. So I'm very happy. I have a very good pace. If I'm not start from the pit lane, I start P2 in the first line with Kevin. So I'm very happy about this race. It's a crazy race.
It seemed, it probably wasn't, but it seemed very much like we know you and Abdul came together last week. Both drivers see different sides of the story, but it looked like you two were giving each other the utmost respect on track tonight, which was really, really good to see. And you did nearly make me choke with laughter when AAA got turned and you immediately came on the radio and said it wasn't my fault.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I say it's very important to have a very respectful position and race with all driver. We have some different opinion during the beginning of the championship. We have 3 times the same incident in 3 race different. So I understand the pit lane start. I learned about that. But my position is the same about Imola. I can't do anything in this situation. I break earlier than him. So yeah, I understand the pit lane start for the recidive, but it was a good race, and this track is not bad for a pit lane start. We have a lot of overtaking zone in this track, so it's not very easy, but it's not a bad track for this penalty. So I came a good race, and I have a good overtaking with all driver. So yeah, it was a crazy race, and I respect all driver in this championship because the level is insane. So I have no problem with AAA and no problem with any driver in the league. I just race and focus on my championship, and racing incident is a part of the race. So yeah, I take my pit lane start and go to back on the grid.
Yeah, well, whatever you did tonight certainly worked. So anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I would like to thank my Team Make Sport, my partner Kevin, who support me all this week in training because that was very difficult this week. I thanks a new event, Kevin Boudarel in TCR, who trained with you with me and Kevin during the week, and I thanks all of you guys for the broadcast, for the championship, and I hope the broadcast was really intense and really good to watch for the viewer.
Yeah, well, it certainly was a good broadcast, apart from Sam playing Minecraft. But enough said about that. So, congratulations on your 4th place. Pit lane to 4th place, Romain Ratu.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Okay, so next, Ryan, let's get in Gary Craig for you. Where did Gary finish? 3rd on the podium. Well done, Gary.
Congratulations, Gary, on 3rd place in the TCR class. But I guess in a way you weren't expecting to finish there, because your teammate, Princess Pete, was up in the podium position and had a big gap until he had a coming together with Tom Stanley, and then it does seem to spice up the battle in the closing stages.
It did, yeah. Pete got unlucky at the start. He got caught up in that crash in the first lap and had a bit of damage. So he pitted as soon as he could, which really worked out for him with that safety car. And then, yeah, he got his knickers in a twist a little bit. He was getting a bit irate at the end. He was getting pushed out of the way. But I was I was in 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that when the safety car came out, and I was going to be pitting that lap, and I was really annoyed that it didn't. That it did came out rather, and thought I'd totally lost out, but everyone else seemed to take tyres and I didn't, so I got back up into 3rd. So that kind of worked out for me.
And in regards to the tyres as well, did you think there was an advantage with between new tyres and old tyres after the pit stop, or did it not really make much of a difference?
Oh, for me, I was never taking new tyres. I was taking 8 laps for me to get them up to temperature, so I knew at the start I was going to have to absorb a lot of pressure, but once they came in, they were reasonable, and there was no chance I was putting new tyres on at the pits. I would have been slower, so I just stuck with them, yeah.
And as I asked Stuart, what did you think of Sebring with this combination? Did you think it was good, or do you not want to come back, or is it a track you would visit again for next season?
I love Sebring. It's a lot nicer in the officials where it's 20 degrees cooler. I'll say that much. But it's a really good track, and it had some really good close battles there. It was good fun.
And looking into next week at Alton Park, is that a track you love?
I don't mind it, actually. I can't remember the last time I raced it. It was probably 7 years ago. I don't think I've raced it since I've been back this year, so it's been a while.
And before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, there's the usual, you guys for doing the broadcast, of course. I saw my brother was on the chat earlier on, so yeah, thanks for them for watching still. For P2 I'm racing with, obviously, it's a bit of fun jumping on practice, and to Carl and Dave and the guys who do hosted practices earlier in the week, did a race with them last night as well, so it was a good laugh jumping in Discord and just having a bit of banter. Yeah, it's good fun.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations again on your 3rd place finish, Gary, and we look forward to seeing you on track at Alton Park next week.
Cheers. See you next week.
So Gary Craig there. So next, let's bring in I don't know whether he's the Mr. or the Mrs. of Result Clothing, David Ayres.
Good evening. How the devil are you?
Good evening. What are you more happy about, the 4th place finish or the fact that you beat Carl?
I think both in equal measure, really, considering the start of the race I had.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. And then we see that little tete-a-tete with Princess Pete. We couldn't quite work out what had gone on, but we see he got his tenor pad in a twist, and you didn't know what you'd done wrong. And then we finally got back and looked at the replay, and to us, it just looked like netcode. I don't think you did do anything wrong. So,
yeah, I could hear Pete moaning, so I thought, well, I'll give you the place back, but I didn't have a clue what I'd done. And then when I looked at the replay, I again saw it as netcode. I was about probably a good foot away from his car.
Yeah.
But Pete said he had lots of noise and banging and whatever going on in his car, but I got absolutely nothing. I got no 0x, no impact, nothing at all, which completely baffled me as to what I'd done going past him.
Yeah, but ultimately you gave him the place back and then took it back from him. So
yeah,
all's fair in love and war, as they say.
Yeah, trouble is it just allowed Gary to slide through as well, didn't it?
Yeah, that certainly did help Gary out, didn't it?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know, we see you in some really good battles tonight. And this TCR championship is really it's a cracker because you know, take sort of Tom and Chris out of it, the rest of you can just finish in any position.
Yeah. And
that must be fantastic, you know, going into a race like that, thinking, "Yeah, I could get on the podium tonight, or I might be last."
Well, at the start of the race, I was last, and then I had to pit for a fast repair shortly after the start of the race, which didn't leave me enough fuel to finish the race. So when the yellows came out, I dived into the pits and got a penalty for entering the pits when they're closed, which gave me an end of line.
Yeah.
So once the car went back in, although I'd caught the rest of the pack up, I was right at the back of the queue again.
Yeah, we caught that on the broadcast, and we were saying, you know, sometimes it's worth taking that end of line penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get back on par with everybody else, and you know, see what you can do. But yeah, you know, there were some really good battles there. We always enjoy the TCR race, and if you watch the broadcast back, you'll see the GT4 race was phenomenal as well tonight. So congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Well, I would like to just make a public apology to Mark Heron for taking him out at the first. It was completely unintentional. I just completely outbraked myself.
Yeah, we did see that.
I did apologise to him over the chat, but he sort of quit for some reason. I didn't think his damage would have been as bad as mine, but I'd just like to apologise and assure him it wasn't intentional. It's just literally a mistake.
Yeah, he did actually come back out. He was in the pits for a long time, but he only finished 3 laps down. So he did come back out.
Right.
And again, if you watch the broadcast, you wasn't the only one to do that. So have a look. So yeah, was there anybody you'd like to thank rather than apologise to?
Just thank all you guys for the excellent broadcast. Thank Pete for that nice little mini skirt he was wearing in the car. All the result lads for all the practice, and the you know, we're getting quite a few of the regular guys coming in our practice sessions now, and it's really good to be able to get a measure of how you compare to everybody else.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just thanks to all the result guys and everyone else who joins us in practice. Excellent, thank you.
Brilliant. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, David. Congratulations on your 4th place, and we'll see you at Alton Park.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Catch you later.
Good night, chaps.
Okay, Ryan. So next I will bring in for you our very own Princess Pete Bingham and let you explain to him what netcode means.
You can shove your netcode up your exhaust pipe. If David wants to throw his netcode around, he can do it with somebody else. All right?
It looked like netcode to us.
It looked like netcode to him as well. And all I want is for his netcode not to hit my car.
Is your antenna pad too damp or something? What's going on with you?
It's absorbing lots and lots of pressure.
Is it too tight? You need a looser one.
Maybe.
Right, sorry. Let's get Ryan. Get on with the interview.
That's all good. Yeah, Pete, you were having a great race there, up at the front until the closing stages, and then Chris Shaw and Tom Stanley just hunted you down really quickly. But I guess towards the end you were thinking, oh yeah, I've got a podium in the bag, and then it all just seemed to go downhill.
Podium was always in doubt because, well, Clyde knows why, because I was behind the wheel of the car. I pitted because I had damage from the spin of, was it Mark Heron and David Ayres at the very start, or towards the start at the hairpin. and I was really badly down on top speed. I don't know whether it was that obvious, but it was to me. So I pitted as soon as I could. And
How would we notice?
you must be funny's cousin, are you? So back to the story. I was born on a no. So I pitted, didn't take any tires because I thought, well, if a safety car doesn't come out, then that might gain me an extra position maybe. And then one lap later, the safety car came out, so I ended up front of the field, which was odd. And tried to keep the GT4s between me and the field, but I knew that they'd start coming through because some people will take tyres under the safety car because they've got time to do it and they're not going to lose too much. So I knew I was going to get eaten alive at some point. And sure enough, Chris Shaw just eating like a second and a bit a lap. I started off with 7 seconds when he came on my relative, and then it was gone in about 5 laps maybe. Just a machine, that guy. So that was the end of that, and then netcode gate happened, and I got all uppity and upset, and I still think that David needs to keep his netcode to himself.
Netcode gate, I like that one. That's good.
Yeah. Tyler knew it. Can't keep his hands off that flashy light button. Told him what I thought of it in the race.
I heard that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. So I enjoyed that. It was frantic, that's for sure. And I knew that I had to nail it when that yellow flag came out because I was pretty much a full lap behind everybody, and I thought I'm going to have to catch up with them, and they're going to have to catch up with the safety car. Otherwise, they're going to be able to pit and come out in front of me. So I was absolutely tanking it the entire way around. And at the end of the race, I had no tyres left. Dead simple.
And Sebring, would you visit the track again?
I really like Sebring. I think it's one of the best tracks on the network. I've said that about a couple of tracks lately, but the selection's been quite good. I'd be back tomorrow. Only Clyde needs to have a word with himself about the time of day. 47-degree track temperature.
Great, wasn't it?
That's not fun.
And another track that we're visiting back to the UK at Alton Park. Is that do you like the track?
It's my home track from where I grew up anyway. So I know Alton Park very well, and I can crash on almost every corner and some of the straights.
Good stuff. And unfortunate about not finishing on the podium and the incidents that took place, but nevertheless, it was good to see you up at the front for a while, Pete, and hopefully we see the same again at Alton Park.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to know how many people were banging their monitors trying to figure out what they were seeing when I was in the lead of the race.
We just told everyone you was a lap down.
Yeah, that's more believable, isn't it? Aye.
Pete, you did a great job, man.
Thank you very much.
That was Pete Bingham joining us, and who else have we got? I think we've still got a couple of people in there.
I shall bring in our new driver next, and I'm about to murder his surname and let him put me right. So, welcome to the booth, Kevin Bouderel.
Yes, hello.
Was that pronunciation any good?
Sorry, I don't understand. Speak slowly.
Did he pronounce your last name correctly?
Is it?
Yes, my name is correct.
Bouderel, yeah?
Yes.
Ah, brilliant. So, how did you enjoy your first league race with us?
Yes. I'm very happy tonight. I wanted to test my abilities in real condition. I'm a young TCR pilot. I missed Mustard, but I'm not a problem for me. I didn't want to win anyone the bar of pilot. Mais the safety car saved little my race with sixth place with the finish.
Yeah, and that was, I'd say, great result for first time out. you've joined a league with some very, very quick drivers in it, but also very, very helpful drivers. So I'm sure the rest of the TCR field will get you up to speed really, really quickly and help you with any problems you might have. But we saw you in a few battles. The TCR car is not always easy to handle, but you did really, really well tonight.
Yes, I am very difficult for control the TCR. I am a very young TCR pilot in this car.
Excellent. Well, it's a pleasure getting new drivers into the league, and even more when they come into the booth after the race and have a chat with us. So before we let you go, Kevin, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I don't understand, sorry.
Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Don't understand. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem. And I'll tell you what, the next time you come into the booth for an interview, we'll get Sam to do it because he's fluent in French.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Kevin, and hopefully we will see you next week.
Yes, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, so
well, his English is better than my French, I can tell you that.
Most definitely, and I do like it. Both Kevins actually now, Boudarel and Viermont. Obviously, English not their first language, but they come in and they give it a go, and it gets better every week. So
I was going to say,
really good.
Kevin Viermont's definitely doing better, no doubt.
Okay, so here's another interview that you won't understand. It's Ryan interviewing Grumpy Scott. So go get yourselves another cup of tea and come back when we're in English.
Thanks, Clive. Scott Malcolm joining us, and Scott, that was you had a good start to the race, but unfortunately, it's not the result you wanted. But how did that race go for you from your perspective?
Well, I thought I had a podium finishing car tonight. That was after only 2 hours practice on this track the other night. It's just one of these things that happens during racing, hard racing. It just happens, and nothing you can do about it.
And I have to agree. You did look like you had the pace for a podium position or top 4 at least, but it just seemed to be you were caught up in incidents and just stay around Sebring. It's easy to do, but Sebring, was it like I asked the other drivers? Is it a track you would like to come back to next season?
We should come back to this one. This is not a bad track for these cars. Bit bumpy, but it should be all right.
And looking to Alton Park next week. Is that a track you like, or are you looking forward to it?
I absolutely love that track in this car. It's made perfect for it. It's typical British track, and you're going to see some great racing there.
And before we let you go, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
It's obviously the Simsport TV guys for giving up the time to slag us all off on these streams.
That's the reason we do it.
I know you do it. I forgot what else I was going to say. The result clothing guys. And also, I think I said Mr. Alan Toon is watching, so give the old man a wee shout out.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining us on the booth, Scott. And again, commiserations on not getting the result that you wanted, but hopefully you'll be able to redeem yourself at Alton Park next week.
I hope so.
was Scott Malcolm joining us, and I believe up next we've got one last person left, which is Carl Hardy, and I believe you'll have him next to you, Pike.
Yes. So last but not least, the smiler, the giggler, Mr. Carl Hardy. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you after being torpedoed?
My heart rate's back to normal. It's fine. My God, my heart was pounding after that.
That was like one of those holy schmoly moments. That was Stefan just got it all wrong. Braked about 8 miles too late, and
I had no idea what happened.
Yeah,
I had no idea what happened.
He
I've watched
basically,
it back.
yeah, there was, from my point of view, there was 3 TCRs in front, or three. There was definitely 3 cars in front with you leading them. He's got an overspeed, pulls out to the right, and I think, not putting excuses into his mouth, but it's happened to me. You use those cones on the left as your brake markers, and I think he couldn't see it. Just braked where he thought he was, but like I say, it was so far too late, and he literally sailed past the 2 cars behind you, and if you hadn't have been there, he would have just kept going and ended up in Georgia or somewhere like that. But yeah, luckily for him and unluckily for you, you was there and stopped him. So
you know what? It happens, doesn't it?
It does.
It really just happens.
It was wrong place, wrong time.
He's definitely not that type of driver. It was a pure accident.
No.
And that does make sense what you just said about the cones. He was blind to them, and everybody uses them, like what you just said. So, yeah, that is probably what happened.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apart from that, we see you in some really good battles.
That's brilliant.
I see you give David a couple of bumps when you was behind him.
He's showing love.
Unfortunately, you're probably going to take some crap at work for the rest of the week. But yeah, up until the sinking of the Bismarck, you was right in it.
He was going all right. Yeah, I mean, didn't qualify very well, but once the race started, I started going through it, and I had some brilliant battles. Really enjoyed racing with Gary. Such a good racer. He's been in a lot of practice sessions with us. So I've got to know how he drives. Obviously, Dave, Scotty, and all of them. I do. They're regular to me, so I know what's going to happen. One of us is going to crash.
Yeah.
No, finding no, I loved it.
Excellent. And next week, Alton Park. What you like around there?
I'll be off. Is it with what chicanes? Is it with all?
I think it's all of them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think I've driven the TCR around there. To be fair, if I have or not.
Just going to have a look now. You've made me think. It might not be.
I hope it's not the Grand Prix track.
It is International without Hislop.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
So,
which one's Hislop?
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds good.
I think
Hislop's one of the chicanes. Yeah.
You get the long straight up to the other chicane.
Yep.
But is it a track that you normally go well on?
I think I'm average around there. I'm not very competitive around there at all.
Okay, well, maybe take some pointers from Scott Malcolm, because he thinks it's the best track in the world, and he's going to be really, really quick there. So, get him in as many practices as you can.
That won't help him if I take him out, though, won't it?
I think a lot of the time Scott can take yourself out, so I won't worry about that. But
we'll see. But I've got obviously GT3 this weekend as well, so looking forward to that. And before that, I've got a 24-hour race, so busy weekend.
Okay, what's your 24-hour race?
GTE Sebring.
Ooh.
Straight after that, a couple of hours kip, and then into the GT3 at Sebring, where you guys.
Excellent. Well, I'm actually driving in it this week.
Yeah, you've got Scotty as your team.
I have, yes. So really looking forward to that. Arrive and
And I
drive.
really, really hope you have a target on the back of your paint.
I just hope I finish. Well, actually, after tonight, I just hope my bladder will let me do 90 minutes in the car. So I think I might have to not drink anything at all on Sunday. But yeah, no, really looking forward to that. We've got to close the broadcast. So before we go, anybody you'd like to thank?
Well, one for you, really, because I know you're the army man, for your little touch on respecting who lost their lives for us so we can live as we do. I'm an army brat, so all total respect for that. All the guys result and all the guys racing with us. That's quality. Well done.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, Carl. And just be warned, I will be in for that coffee next week. I'm out and about, I think, on Tuesday. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, quality. You got my number, mate. Just text us.
I have. Yeah. All right, mate. No worries.
Yeah. Take care, mate. All right. See you later.
Congratulations. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's all the interviews over and done with. I'm sure the interviews last longer than the race. Bill, sum up that race for us.
Well, it's real easy. Great race at a great track. Good finishing positions. A couple little bumps here and there, but it was absolutely exciting. And that hour went very quickly. It was wonderful, and I wish they could all be like that. It's gonna be hard. Gonna be hard to duplicate that one. And congratulations to the podium guys. And really looking forward to our race on Sunday and next week.
Yeah, and Ryan, summary from you, please.
Yeah, I have to say that was a great race, and we had that great battle for the win between the top three and GT4, and then we had that battle going on for the final podium position in TCR, which unfortunately ended up in a bit of contact. But yeah, apart from that, it was a great race around a great track, and yeah, I'm looking forward to Alton Park, which should be another cracker.
Yeah, obviously you guys have already said how good the racing was. Sort of three things spring out to me. Totally, well, not totally away from racing, but a bit offbeat. The respect shown between AAA and RR. After their coming together last week, I thought that was fantastic. David Ayres and Pete Bingham. David giving a position up because Pete got his knickers in a twist and moaned. And then, when you look back on it, he didn't have to give it up. I thought that was quite funny. And I think the button press of the season so far was AAA getting spun and Romain immediately coming on and saying it wasn't my fault.
That was funny.
That was absolutely brilliant. Sam, a lot of action for you tonight. But again, as we like to say, apart from those, there was two torpedo moments. Apart from that, it was all on the overtaking in the battles.
Yeah, two moments, but you clearly see it's just a mistake from the drivers. It's not intentional at all, so that's not really a big deal. And I think starting next week we'll have a second stream set up, and you will do the camera on the second stream. Because 4 battles at the same time, that's not possible, guys. That's not gonna happen. Again, that's not possible. No, great race. Really, really, probably one of the best. This one is probably on the top 3 races we had on Backfire Simsport TV, I think. Great battles, the safety car mixed things up. Good race from Pete. A bit sad to not seeing him on the podium, even though I love him quite a lot. It would have been a great result if he could finish in 3rd position.
Yeah, the only trouble is we would never, ever, ever hear the last of it. So, Right, so what have we got coming up for you on BSTV? So, Friday, we are back with the iRacing official V8 Supercars. Friday night European Strength of Field race from Spa. So that should be very interesting. Sunday, we are back in VRA GTCC action with the GT3s back at, I think it's Sebring. I wouldn't know because I haven't done any practice, but that should be an absolutely fantastic race. Next Wednesday, as we said, we are at Alton Park for round 10 of the GT4 TCR challenge, and hopefully it carries on the way it has been going. So it's time for us to close. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow our Facebook page, and then you'll never miss one of our broadcasts. Thanks to all the drivers for putting on another fantastic race. Thanks to everybody in the chat and everybody viewing this at a later date. It is much appreciated. Thanks to Sam, Bill, and Ryan for joining me in the booth. It's always a pleasure. And thanks to Pete for not finishing on the podium. I'm going to say goodnight. Let the guys say goodnight, and we will catch you on Friday. So good night, everybody.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming by and watching our broadcast. Thanks to the drivers. We put on a tremendous show. Really enjoyed it. And thanks to everybody that views on the chat. Please give us a like. It really helps us out. And looking forward to Friday night. Thanks again. Good night, everybody.
Yep, thanks for tuning in and watching, everyone. And thanks to the drivers that put on a great show in both classes.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you... I won't say it, Clyde, but... you get the words I want to say to you for your private message. And we'll see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.